Imagine for a moment a place where ancient flames dance beneath the earth, where east meets west on cobblestone streets, and where a nation's identity burns as fiercely as the natural gas that earned it the title Land of Fire. Today, we're journeying into one of the world's most fascinating yet misunderstood countries, a place that honestly will challenge everything you thought you knew about the Caucasus region. Nestled between continents and cultures, this nation holds secrets that most travelers never discover. It's a country where contradictions create beauty. Deeply rooted traditions thrive alongside modern ambitions. Immense natural wealth exists beside economic struggle, and ancient conflicts shape everyday life. By the end of this journey, you'll understand why this place captivates everyone who visits and why its story matters far beyond its borders. Let's explore Azerbaijan, a nation between worlds. Azerbaijan sits at one of the world's most strategic crossroads, in the Caucasus region where Europe kisses Asia. Picture its position. Armenia lies to the west, Iran stretches across the southern border, while Georgia and Russia tower to the north. The eastern shores embrace the Caspian Sea, though this landlocked body of water offers no passage to international waters. This former Soviet republic broke free to become the first secular democracy in the Caucasus, a pioneering spirit that still defines its character today. With just over 10 million people calling Azerbaijan home, you might think that's the full story, but here's something remarkable. Approximately 30 million Azerbaijani people live across the border in Iran, representing nearly a third of Iran's entire population. They share the same roots, the same blood, the same heritage. The Tabriz region in northern Iran tells this story most vividly. Some even call it South Azerbaijan, a testament to how borders can divide but never truly separate a people. Baku, the capital below the waves. When you think of capital cities, you probably imagine them perched on hills or sprawling across plains. Baku defies expectations. Home to more than 2.5 million souls, this metropolis on the Caspian coast sits 28 meters below sea level, making it the lowest-lying capital city on Earth with such a massive population. It's not just the lowest, it's the most populous city anywhere below sea level globally. Let that sink in for a moment. Getting to Azerbaijan requires taking to the skies. The government has sealed nearly all land borders with neighboring countries, a decision rooted in complicated realities, ongoing military tensions with Armenia, infrastructure limitations, economic strategy, and perhaps a calculated move to boost their national airlines revenue. Even Azerbaijani citizens fly to nearby Iran or Georgia rather than crossing by land. But don't let closed borders discourage you. Entry couldn't be simpler. Many nationalities don't need visas at all. For those who do, electronic visa kiosks at the airport process your tourist visa in minutes for just 20 euros. You'll be using Azerbaijani manats, the local currency. The conversion is straightforward. 1 euro equals 2 manats, making mental math refreshingly easy. Your first steps through Baku will transport you somewhere unexpected. The stones beneath your feet, the buildings rising around you, the architectural rhythm of the streets, all of it whispers of Europe. This isn't accidental. Decades of Russian rule infused the city with Eastern European DNA, creating an aesthetic you'll recognize if you've wandered through Georgia. Nearly every structure wears light grey like a uniform, each facade meticulously preserved as if the buildings themselves were museum pieces. But here's what truly sets Baku apart. The cleanliness borders on obsessive. You won't find a single piece of trash in the city centre. Not one. Even the forgotten alleyways and hidden side streets remain spotless, roads gleaming as if freshly laid. This isn't luck or accident. The Azerbaijani government and Baku authorities treat their city like a beloved child, nurturing and protecting it with fierce dedication. This commitment reflects a larger ambition. Azerbaijan hungers for tourism revenue, investing heavily in quality airline service and creating urban experiences that rival any European destination. yet they're still chasing their biggest regional competitor. Georgia pulled in $4.5 billion from tourism in 2024, while Azerbaijan reached $3.5 billion. Both nations offer similar architecture, cuisine, and cultural experiences. The race is tight and Azerbaijan is sprinting to catch up. Spend time observing and you'll start recognizing Azerbaijanis among the tourist crowds. The men typically sport thick, dark eyebrows, skin ranging from wheat to darker tones, and perpetual light stubble shadowing their jaws. Brown eyes dominate. Finding very light-skinned Azerbaijani men is rare. They average around 170 centimeters in height and favor a casual uniform short-sleeved t-shirts paired with long jeans. The women present an equally distinct appearance, generally shorter than their male counterparts, between 150 and 165 centimeters. They almost universally have black hair and brown eyes. If you spot blue eyes, there's likely Russian ancestry in the family tree. Their style choices lean decidedly modest. Forget revealing outfits. Azerbaijani women typically wear long jeans, strappy tops with jackets layered over them, or long dresses instead of shorts or skirts. This combination appears so frequently it's practically the national outfit. But here's something deeper I noticed. There's a curious stillness to the people, young and old alike. They inhabit Baku peacefully, yet many faces carry static expressions, an air of weariness, as though life's weight presses constantly on their shoulders. They project maturity and calmness, but beneath it you sense something unspoken, a quiet dissatisfaction with circumstances beyond their control. Never, and I mean never, throw trash on the ground in Baku. Toss litter carelessly and you'll receive immediate criticism from locals. Environmental consciousness runs deep here. People fiercely protect their city from pollution. This same principle extends to smoking. You'll rarely see anyone smoking while walking through Baku. They consider it disrespectful to let cigarette ashes drift onto pristine streets, so smokers typically remain stationary, ensuring not a single butt or ash speck touches the ground. Here's something that might surprise you about this Muslim-majority country. Azerbaijan was the very first Muslim nation to grant women both voting rights and the right to be elected. Women aren't merely tolerated here, they're valued, cherished, and empowered. Azerbaijani society doesn't place women under male guardianship. They participate actively as equals, and the proof is at the highest levels. The vice president? A woman. Azerbaijan's secular foundation means religion doesn't govern daily life. You'll almost never see a local woman wearing a headscarf. Apart from Arab tourists, turbans are essentially invisible in Baku. Nearly every Azerbaijani woman goes about her day with uncovered hair. The country builds its foundation on social values rather than religious doctrine, which explains why religious structures and overtly religious people remain scarce in your travels through the capital. Despite housing 2.5 million people, Baku contains only about 20 mosques. The constitution mentions no official religion. Those who do practice Islam generally follow the Shiite sect, while Orthodox Christianity maintains a presence thanks to Russian influence. Walk Baku's streets, and you'll hear the melodious flow of native Azerbaijani, a language that shares striking similarities with Turkish. Geography and intertwined histories have kept Turkey and Azerbaijan perpetually close, like siblings who understand each other instinctively. Turks and Azerbaijanis communicate effortlessly with one another. This bond extends beyond words. Turkey provides direct military support to Azerbaijan during conflicts with Armenia, while Azerbaijan reciprocates with housing assistance when Turkey faces catastrophic events like earthquakes. Russian serves as the other dominant language. Young and old alike speak it fluently, switching seamlessly between Azerbaijani and Russian in daily conversations. Centuries of Russian presence in the Caucasus left indelible marks, and language represents one of the most persistent. The Azerbaijani flag appears everywhere, a visually harmonious design featuring 3 horizontal stripes with a crescent and star at its heart. But look closer at many flag displays and you'll notice something significant, the Turkish flag flying right alongside it. This isn't random. Azerbaijanis genuinely love Turks, a bond displayed proudly and publicly. Families with children fill the streets and parks. Parents give their children names reflecting both Caucasian heritage and Muslim traditions. Popular girls' names include Moran, Niger, El Nur, and Sebda, while boys frequently receive names like Ali, Isfandiar, Omar, and Raul. Safety really defines the Azerbaijani experience, particularly in Baku. The chances of experiencing crime or danger in the capital approach zero. Police maintain visible presence at strategic locations throughout the city, ready to respond immediately if needed. As long as you respect local customs and people, nobody will bother you. Women can walk alone through Baku's streets at night without fear, a freedom not every capital city can claim. But there's one topic that transforms Azerbaijani warmth into ice: Armenia. Mention it at your peril. Azerbaijanis harbor absolute intolerance toward Armenians, and the feeling is mutual. These two peoples have fought armed conflicts for over 3 decades. The violence has touched nearly every Azerbaijani family. Countless citizens have suffered losses and buried relatives because of this bitter dispute. Never engage Azerbaijanis in political discussions about Armenia. Similarly, if you find yourself in Armenia, don't reveal Azerbaijani connections or defend Azerbaijan. The hatred between these nations runs deep and dangerous. Avoid this minefield entirely, and you'll find Azerbaijanis incredibly hospitable and friendly toward foreign visitors. You won't encounter racism or theft. Baku has essentially zero beggars. People may struggle financially, but they consider begging dishonorable. Even those in dire economic circumstances maintain dignity by selling simple items like handkerchiefs rather than asking for charity. The minimum monthly wage in Azerbaijan currently stands at 400 manats, equivalent to a mere €200. Compared to international standards, this is devastatingly low. Online sources report the average salary reaching 1,000 manats, about €500, representing a 10% increase from the previous year. Many locals rightfully view these wages as insufficient. Here's why: housing costs in Baku are crushing. An average apartment in the capital demands between 800 and 1,500 manats monthly, meaning 400 to €500 in rent alone. A single worker must sacrifice more than half their salary just for housing. The math doesn't work. Consequently, many Azerbaijanis migrate to Iran, Turkey, and Russia, seeking better opportunities. Remember, this nation is only 35 years old, still finding its footing as an independent country. Job creation hasn't caught up with demand. Young men typically work service positions like waiting tables, while older men drive taxis to make ends meet. Taxi drivers openly admit their primary income source: Arab tourists. Without those wealthy visitors, they say, economic hardship would become unbearable. Women seek employment in restaurants, perfume shops, cafes, and tourist agencies wherever opportunities exist. Here's the puzzle that doesn't make sense. Azerbaijan possesses substantial natural gas and oil reserves. Famous energy brands like Sokar originated here. The population remains relatively small at 10 million. So why isn't every citizen wealthy? Compare Azerbaijan to other oil-rich nations with similar populations: Qatar, Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates. Citizens of these countries enjoy extraordinary wealth, command global respect, travel luxuriously anywhere on Earth, and hold powerful passports that open doors without visas, even in Europe. They live ultra-luxurious lives built on petroleum wealth. Azerbaijan earned its Land of Fire nickname largely because of abundant natural gas and oil burning beneath its soil. Yet examine an Azerbaijani passport and you'll discover its value is shockingly low for a resource-rich nation. Currently, Azerbaijani citizens can visit only 34 countries without visas. Another 49 offer electronic visas upon arrival, but 112 countries, including all of Europe, the United States and the United Kingdom, require Azerbaijanis to apply for visas in advance. Without that precious visa stamp, they're limited to neighboring countries: Russia, Georgia, Turkey, and Iran. The contrast is stark and raises uncomfortable questions about wealth distribution, governance, and who truly benefits from natural resources. Azerbaijan defies simple categorization. It's a nation where Soviet architecture meets Muslim tradition, where secular democracy flourishes despite regional instability, where immense resource wealth coexists with economic struggle, and where warm hospitality lives alongside deep-seated conflicts. The people clean their streets with pride, yet carry weariness in their eyes. They embrace modernity while honoring heritage. They welcome strangers with open hearts while nursing wounds from endless wars. They possess riches beneath their feet, yet search for opportunities beyond their borders. This is Azerbaijan, complex, contradictory, and utterly captivating. A land where fire burns not just in natural gas fields, but in the spirit of a people still writing their story, still defining their place in a rapidly changing world. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep discovering the stories that make our world endlessly fascinating.